Howdy brewers. Now, I am really sorry that I forgot to film a tasting of this. Found an old bottle. This is that apple cider with raspberry pulp in it, and yeah, we're going through the middle of a heat wave, and that is like cold lemonade. Doesn't taste like lemonade, obviously. It tastes like raspberries. It's half a kilo of raspberries for, what was it, 10-11 litres in the fermenter. I'll put the link to the video up on one of these corners because it's been a while. But this is just absolutely refreshing. Now, I believe this is a dirty glass. This is that keg filler, and I was hoping for a really easy lager with a hint of hops in it, and what I got was a really easy drinking lager with lots of hop flavour. It was 20 grams of ended up being 20 grams of Cascade hops in there. Remember, it was just that cheap Woolies lager can and Brigalow mid-strength brewing sugar, which is probably 50-50 dextrose and maltodextrin, and I boiled that up in about 2 litres of water and threw in the 20 grams of hops and let it steep for 15 minutes. And there is, my guess is because I didn't use any extra malt, and the dextrose and maltodextrin just don't have enough body to actually absorb any of the hops, because there is so much hop flavour in this. You would not know that it had, and I guess this is why people argue that some IPAs are masked, like their bad malt profiles are masked with heaps of hops because you can't taste it. Because I mean, those very cheap ingredients that I used, about $12 worth for 21 litres and 20 grams of hops. There's just, it tastes like a craft lager. I really am blown away by it. You'll see it's cloudy now, just because I looked at my yeast supply, and because it had been ages since I brewed a beer, especially a lager. The only thing I had was I didn't have any fresh-ish sachets or of 3470 yeast, or any lager yeast for that matter. I had an old harvested yeast, old harvested lager yeast that was probably 6 months old, and I thought, okay, well that's all I've got. What I did was, to get it started, I decanted off the water on top, or some of the beer, and just let it come to room temperature, but I sprinkled over half a teaspoon of dextrose just to make sure it was still active, otherwise it would have gone and got some more yeast. It started to bubble, and I thought, well, the yeast has still got some life in it, so I threw it in and it fermented fine. But as you would have seen in another one of my videos, one thing I have noticed is 3470, the flocculent or the clarifying ability of it really does diminish every time you use it. So I think that would have been at least the 10th time I've used it, probably more, and it really struggled to clarify the beer. So I'm letting time do its thing. I just don't think with 20 grams of hops there would be this much haze. Well, there'll be some protein haze from, or some haze from the hop oils, but it's effectively the yeast not being able to strip those proteins out of the malts. All right. So you know, it's really hot here. I'm probably not going to get an all grain done for some time. You never know. But the next one I want to do is another rice lager, because I managed to find some rice flakes thanks to Nick, who said go to an Asian food grocer, and yeah, found some rice flakes there. And so that would be my next all grain, but I did buy some Cooper's kits, so I'm probably just going to do some more of those. I did buy their top of the range amber ale. I just intend to see what that is like with their Brew Enhancer 3, but we'll just see how we go. I'm probably going to stick to just some lagers for these hot days we've got coming up. Anyway, so, until next time, Happy New Year and happy brewing. Cheers.